Hello everybody, welcome to Project Beauty, where we talk about project panning and everything beauty related. My name is Jen. I'm going to be doing my first drawer of my inventory for eyeshadows. We're basically just going to go through every single drawer first, and then we'll talk numbers at the end. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so like I said, this is my very first drawer. In it I have pretty much my, I would say, like collector eyeshadow palettes. These are mostly the ones in my collection where I have a lot from a single brand. Now, before we get started, for the most part, anything that is still in its packaging, original packaging, if it's in the package, like in the box that it came in or the sleeve that it came in, 99% of the time in my eyeshadows, that means I haven't used it yet. With the exception of my Pat McGrath Mothership palettes, the big ones, if they're in these, it's because these will be the only way I can differentiate the palette from one another. Otherwise, they're just straight up black. And I prefer the artwork. They're bulky and stuff, so I kind of wish the external packaging looked like this. But yeah. Also, some of these are going to be in my project, like my project pan drawer, so I may have to reach for them. That's exactly what I mean with this one. It's empty, and so I'd have to grab for that one. But yeah, so let's go ahead and just kind of get started. So we're going to start with the Pat McGrath Mothership palettes because they're right at the front. The first one is the Mothership 9 Utopian Dreams. So obviously you guys know this packaging. This is the one right here. It's actually in a project. So I'm trying to get use on it right now, but I haven't actually, I don't think I've even used it once yet. So I really need to. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'll do a few swatches. So we'll see if I can get a couple of these on my hand. This is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful palette. I love the topper shades. I'm kind of a sucker for topper sparkly shades because they literally go on everything, and I just feel like they're so beautiful. But yeah, this one is really gorgeous. I haven't had it for too long, but I'm really happy to have it in my collection. She's beautiful. And then we have the Mothership 10 Moonlit Seduction. This one is relatively new to me. I just picked this up at the Sephora sale because I didn't know how soon her palettes were going to go on sale. And I think they're 35% off right now, which is really sad. But then, of course, I would have to pay shipping from the Pat McGrath website, I think. So this one is gorgeous as well. I can swatch a couple from a few of these palettes just so that you can kind of see. I'm going to have like smears from other palettes because I'm trying to do this very quickly, but I will clean stuff off in between. So there's absolutely beautiful, beautiful swatches. Like, it's gorgeous. Her stuff is so gorgeous. Next we have the Bronze Seduction palette, which this packaging is ridiculously beautiful. I love the color aesthetic of this palette. It's so gorgeous. And then this is what it looks like on the inside. Oops. This one I always open backwards. Anyway, this is what it looks like. Really, really beautiful. And these are some of the swatches. The eggplant shade popped out because of the cold temperatures when it was delivered, so I have to try and glue it back in, but I haven't done it yet. So I have to be super careful with this one, which is why they're laying down like this and not on their side like the other palettes. This next one here is Divine Rose 2, and it's really beautiful as well. I wish I had the ones that had like the separate color packaging. I really wish I had those, but I wasn't about to spend money just for a color on a package. But this is what the inside looks like. It's so gorgeous. Very beautiful, sort of like a bronzy rose shade with a bunch of golds. Typical Pat McGrath colors, but really, really beautiful palette. And these are some of the swatches or the shades that are in there. Again, very beautiful. Next we have the Huda Beauty palettes right here. These are also Pat McGrath ones over here, so maybe I should do those first actually. This one is the Pat McGrath Mothership, and what does it say? Rose Decadence. Now, I got this originally at regular price. I was so stupid, so I returned it. And then it went on sale like 50% off, and I was like, ooh, I want to get it again. And now I don't know why I bought it, but I will definitely try to put it to good use this year. It just feels very chalky. They do perform okay, but they're incredibly chalky, just ridiculously chalky eyeshadows, honestly. So not my favorite. And then we have the Pat McGrath holiday palette. So this is from last year, 2021, which is really, really pretty. Very beautiful. And we have the Pat McGrath one. This one I haven't even used yet. It's still in the package and I bought it in 2020. Isn't that a shame? So that's why I'm going to be going on a very big low buy for 2023. Because I need to use what I have first. This is so stunning. Like, this is beautiful. I'm really happy that I have this. I love the purples, the golds, a lot of the rose shades, this bluish shade. All these are really beautiful. This green. I am so drawn to this palette, and yet I haven't used it. So I really have to work at using what I have in my collection before I start buying more new stuff. Because otherwise, like, why am I buying it if I'm not using it? So we can do the Huda palettes now. So we'll start from the newest to the oldest, or the oldest to the newest, I guess I should say. So this is Huda Beauty Rose Gold Edition. This is the first one, I believe. And of course you can see right through anyway, but yeah, very beautiful, very old. I'd like to replace this, honestly. It's really pretty. Then we have the Desert Dusk palette. So stunning. I need to use this more as well. All of these are incredibly beautiful palettes that I would normally gravitate toward, and for some reason I'm just not using them. So that says something. I need to just use what I have. You're going to hear that a lot. Anyway, this is the new Nude. Sorry about the chair. This is Mercury Retrograde. This is a fan favorite, and I think she should come out with another one like this because people really, really like this. This is the Naughty Nudes, or Naughty Nude. Again, very beautiful, typical color story for me. I would just love to use that, and I don't. Rose Quartz. Again, stunning, beautiful color story. And the newest one, which is the Empowered palette, which I haven't used yet. Very gorgeous. And just so beautiful. Really, really stunning. I think next we'll do the Melt palettes, which are back here. I think I have all of them here. I'm pretty sure I don't have any out. I will also go through the ones that are in projects in a separate video because I just feel like that's going to be so much easier for me. But this one here is She's in Parties. Really beautiful. I love this palette so much. Also, we have Smoke Sessions. This is another stunning one, with the exception of this shade is not that good, but the rest is really nice. And I have my Vida and Muerte palettes. These ones I have used, but I keep the external packaging because it's so beautiful. I actually have all the external packaging still, but like for all of my palettes, every single palette, I've kept the external packaging in case I don't use one and I want to sell it or give it away or something to someone. At least it's nicer to have the whole experience. But yeah, these ones stay in their original packaging, and it's just, oh my gosh, so beautiful. So stinking beautiful. Then we have the 420 palette. This is really pretty as well. Very, very yellow based, but very beautiful and grungy. Then we have the Mary Jane palette. I haven't used this in a while. I should be pulling this out soon. It's really beautiful. And we have the 27 palette. Again, beautiful neutral color palette. It's just beautiful. And then we have my Beetlejuice palettes. This is the waiting room. Unfortunately, mine was broken in transit. I was so heartbroken. It really just upset me so much because I had to clean this out and I lost a lot of product. But I managed to like salvage as much as I could without mixing the colors, but you can see it's still just like half of the writing is worn off. Like it's just, oh, it looks so beat up, and it's so disappointing because I rarely use this because I'm scared that these colors are gonna fall apart, but I need to just start using this. So again, it's like I'm collecting it because I love this. It's my favorite palette, pretty much color story wise and everything, packaging. But I spent a lot of money and I actually would like to use it as well. This is the Recently Deceased one, and this one's another gorgeous one, but it's not my favorite color story, although I do love purples and greens together. I feel like they could have added one more eyeshadow of each and it would have just made it that much better. But those are all the Melt eyeshadow palettes. Alright, and last but not least, sorry about moving the container, but in this drawer we have my Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes. So first I will show you the ones that are in projects right now because I've pulled those out. So I have my gold palette, which is so beautiful. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad I got my hands on this. It's absolutely stunning. I also have the Star palette, which in all honesty, I'm not obsessed with. It's a very dry, patchy formula, so I need to play with this more and see what I think, but it's not my favorite. And then I have the My Dream palette from Natasha Denona. So this one would be like the last one I would pretty much show you, but because it's in a project, it's going to be one of the first ones. This is stunning. I love this. I love the midi sized palettes, are like my favorite. So those are all the ones that are in projects. And now we can talk about the ones that are in here. So we have my Metropolis eyeshadow palette, which I of course haven't used yet. And it looks like this. Just beautiful. So beautiful. And then we have my retro palette. So these ones are going to go backwards, but this one's really gorgeous as well. I have swatched this one so many times for like seeing what I have in my collection that's similar, and honestly I have a lot that's very similar to the retro palette. This is the Love palette. Again, like one of my favorites. Very beautiful. Love the color story. Purples, pinks, reds. Like love that so much. And then we have the Sunrise palette. I want the Sunset palette so badly, but unfortunately it's still $120 Canadian, and that's the sale price in Canada. I would love that to go 50% off of that price, and then I would buy it. This is the Glam palette. Very beautiful. I need to use it more. And we have the Bronze palette. Very reflective, sorry. Just gorgeous. These are just so beautiful colors. Like I just love the color story so much. And this one is, oh no, this one's the bronze. That's the Zendo, sorry. This is the Bronze palette. Really beautiful. I love all of these midi size ones. They're so great. In this specific drawer here that has the ones that I reach for the most, my most probably loved brands so far, except for MAC, of course I love MAC, but the ones that are more like eyeshadow palettes and the more like collection-y style looking ones, like you can tell I have a lot of each of these brands. These ones have 33 eyeshadow palettes in this drawer total. So this is the first of 5 eyeshadow palette drawers. And then I also have my Project Pan stuff. In this drawer specifically, there are 33 palettes that are housed in here, and that is including the 3 that I have in my project right now. We have another drawer here. It's the one just below the one that I house my most favorite-y, collecty type ones. Now this is quite the mishmash. I'm just literally right now trying to store everything in drawers, and I don't have the stuff on the bottom. Like, you know, in the top drawer I had that sort of like anti-slip stuff. I don't have that in this drawer, and I really wish that I did. But in this one, I have stuff sliding around everywhere. Things don't fit properly. You can see I'm just having stuff on top and things are moving around everywhere. So I would like to eventually go through all of my collection and sort things out in a way that things look and fit better. But right now, this is just how it is. So you guys are seeing it at its messiest and most packed. But I guess that's fun because then you guys can see later on if I make any changes or whatever. So let's just go ahead and get started on this drawer. So this is drawer number 2. And this is the Shade and Light Eye palette from Kat Von D. This is an old one, but it's amazing. I absolutely love her. She's beautiful. It still has really nice pigmentation. It's a bit dry, but of a formula, but it definitely works really well. Like, it has a lot of impact. It's not patchy or gross. Like, it really works well. And I love that you have like a neutral, a cool tone, and a warm tone eyeshadow palette in here, or like quads. It's really nice and literally can be used with pretty much any look. So I really enjoy having this, and I kind of wish that I used it a little bit more, but I have so much to use. So the next one I have here is quite a large one. It's from Makeup a Murder, and I highly recommend you get this. I have actually used this, but for some reason I keep this sleeve. I'm not sure why. I should probably put it away. This is such a gorgeous and fun eyeshadow palette. I have to hold it way down because otherwise I'm just way too close, and you're not going to see the whole, like if I hold it up here, you're not going to see the whole palette. So let's just go ahead and swatch. Like, this has skulls and crossbones in it. Are you kidding me? Like, yes, please. I love the aesthetic. I love the palette. I love the way that it swatches. I don't know if it's still available, but are you kidding me? Yes. Pinks, reds, purples, I'm all here for it. Love this palette so much. I'm really, really glad that I purchased that. And then we have the Tiny Marvels palette from Sydney Grace. I have to remember that because I haven't really bought much from Sydney Grace, and yes, my chair is so squeaky. I apologize. But this one is so beautiful, and I wanted to support Mel's family. I wish I bought this when she was alive, honestly, but I'm glad that I support her family after her passing, and I'm glad that the company does that, and anyone else who takes a part in buying stuff that helps out her kids and her husband after she's gone. I mean, that just says something about this community, honestly. And this is such a gorgeous palette. Oh my gosh, like, so beautiful. And then we have the Ace Beauté Tropical Vibes palette. Okay, this was gifted to me from my beautiful, generous, kind, sweethearted friend, Danny. I wanted this so bad, and I was just not buying anything at the time, but I had my eye on it, and I had to pay hefty shipping if I wanted it. And all of a sudden, it shows up in a box gifted to me from Danny, and I literally almost cried. I was so excited. I started hopping around. My husband is like, "You're a psycho. What is going on?" But because of this, it's so beautiful. If you guys have not got this yet, go get this. It is ridiculously beautiful. Like, let's just do a couple of swatches, okay? My arm is going to be so full of eyeshadow after, but that is okay. It's so ridiculously beautiful and grungy and just stunning. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Like, okay, I'll do this one too for you guys because I know you all are wanting that one. Come on now. Ugh, so stinking beautiful. Danny, if you're watching this, thank you so much. This is absolutely gorgeous. One of my favorite palettes in my whole collection. Then we have the Plain Jane palette from Adept, and I'm going to tell you, Adept is very quickly becoming the top brand in my collection. I have been using some of her eyeshadow palettes a lot lately, and look at this. These shifts, oh my gosh, like, I don't even, oh my gosh, the sparkle, the shine, okay, you can't even see, like, I'm talking, and you're like, where? These are so stinking beautiful, like, oh my gosh. And they're soft and buttery and duochromy and multichromy and oh my god, good, just love. And then this is the Ninhydrin eyeshadow palette. I would love all of the palettes from her, but I just don't have them. But I would love every single one. I have 4 and I want every one of them. And this is the next one, which is, again, like I said, Ninhydrin. And oh my gosh. Sorry, my hairy arms. I know, they're hairy. You gotta deal with it. Sorry, buds. Then we have this. Oh my gosh. Oh. This is such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful color story. And it can be used with so many different looks. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. And then we have this palette here from Dominique Cosmetics. It's the Coral Blossom eyeshadow palette. It is brand new, gifted to me from my beautiful friend Valerie. So this is the Give Me Glow Vivid Rose eyeshadow palette. Again, stunning and so huge that I have to hold it way down so you guys can see. But it's just so beautiful. Like, look at this. Are you kidding me? Oh, beautiful. It's so gorgeous. I also bought the Vintage Rose because I loved the Vivid Rose so much. And this one was always out of stock. And I haven't used it yet, obviously, because the thing is on there. But look at how stunning this is. So this is something that I will be bringing in probably in the new year to start using. But oh, look at that burgundy shade. Oh my goodness. And I want to swatch this green. Like, are you kidding me? Look at those swatches. Oh, so beautiful. So I have so many gorgeous things. It's time to start using them. Like, I am beyond happy with all the things that I have. This one is a little bit of a eh. I'm considering parting with this one, but I don't because of these special shades. I'll swatch those for you guys so you can have a look at the special ones. Very pretty. I probably have these in like other palettes, but again, like, they're expensive, so I don't know, like, do I want to part with it? And then I'll show you these swatches. They'll probably swatch all nice, but they do not apply very nicely to the eye. That actually looks really, really nice. But when you put it on the eye, it basically disappears. This color is so stunning. This entire color story is 100% my color story. It has everything. It has a white, it has a black, first of all, for hues and tones. Wonderful, love it. And then it has this bright, this is the color that I wanted from the Jeffree Star Jawbreaker palette. I never bought it because I didn't want to support his brand. See, look at that. It's so crappy. Like, it's just so crappy. A lot of them act like that. Like, a lot of them are like that in here. It's the Midas Perception palette. It's Midas and the Basic Bee collab. I'm just not a fan of this, honestly. So this is on the chopping block. I'm going to try and use it a couple more times and see. But next year I'm going into a deep dive in my collection to see what I really like. And then I'll part with the things that I don't. I love this one. This is the Hauntingly Glamorous palette. It says, I think this was Alien Cosmetics and Sydney Nicole. But this is now Unearthly Cosmetics. And I love, look at this packaging, you guys. This is so something I would love. And then this color story, I crap you not, this is identical, or very similar anyway, to this one here from like the Club Nebula from Kaleidos. Like, look at this palette here. Okay, let's put this down here. Okay, there's the palette there, and then look at this one. Like, seriously? Very, very similar. Very similar. Except the Hauntingly Glamorous doesn't have that many special shades. It has two. It has this one here and this one here, which I would like to swatch beside these. So they are very different. I thought these were going to be pretty much the same, but they're very different. But anyhow, this is absolutely stunning. I love this. I'll just show you Club Nebula now because she's gorgeous, beautiful, and she looks like Linda Evangelista. She's perfect. If you guys watch RuPaul's Drag Race. And then we have Blue Blood from Jeffree Star. This was gifted to me from Danny. She is just so incredibly generous. And I don't know how to open this. There we go. There we go. So beautiful blues, some neutrally cream shades, kind of peachy cream shades actually. Really pretty. Haven't swatched this yet. I will definitely use it at some point, but I just haven't yet. And she also gifted me the Conspiracy palette. Not a fan of the person he collabed with on this, or Jeffree Star, honestly. So not a fan of either of these people. But this palette, first of all, like Danny had put her hard-earned money out for this, and she didn't use it, and so she kindly gifted it to me, which means I didn't like support this guy, either of these guys, but at least like she's getting it to a good home, because I will definitely use it. Again, this is a gorgeous shade. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Like, I love all the neutrals. This, are you kidding me with the shade right here? Like, yes. So beautiful. It's just a shame that people have to be the way that they are. It's like, it's just disgusting. So anyway, I'm not going to talk about that anymore. We're going to move on to the Thirsty eyeshadow palette. And this is sort of like a more neutral eyeshadow palette, but it's just absolutely beautiful, and this would be something nice to travel with in the summer because it's really easy, like easy color story. So really pretty there. And then we have more way in the back here. We have the Kaleidos Escape Pod, which I have got a lot of use on. It probably doesn't look like I have, but I've gotten so much use in projects. This thing is like never ending, and I'm kind of here for it. I absolutely love all of these. The green one and like these two green ones I've used the most. And then I have a couple of these neutrals, like these oranges are kind of the same, and like the greens are kind of the same. So I kind of wish they changed a couple of colors, but it's such a beautiful palette to have, just very, very chunky. Another Give Me Glow eyeshadow palette, which is Juicy Olive. Absolutely freaking stunning. Just, are you kidding me? It goes on forever. Like, holy crap. This was also gifted to me from Valerie. So this is the Tarte eyeshadow palette, and it's called Eyes and Cheek Palette. Leave Your Mark Volume 2. And so she got this in one of those like kit things, and she said she wasn't going to use this, so she sent it my way. I love this. Like, are you kidding me? I love this. And if I made an eyeshadow brand or any kind of makeup brand, this would be the aesthetic of the whole thing. I love it so much. But this palette is gorgeous. It's so beautiful and so tiny. Like, I love the fact that it's like minier than, I have so many like 35 plus pan palettes, that it's just nice to have something of a tinier size that I can take with me wherever, or fit it in my drawers without like taking up all the space. It's really beautiful. And then we have the Frosty Flamingo eyeshadow palette, which I have used, but I have the sleeve on it. And it's so pretty. This took me a little bit of time to get used to because, again, the mattes were pretty patchy, but all in all, I'm really liking this color story and this palette. We have a couple of Tarte palettes. This is the Tartelette palette. Very beautiful. I love this so much. I know it looks really basic, but I get a lot of use of this. We also have the Tartelette eyeshadow palette. This is the first one. This one I'm like thinking I might get rid of this and like rebuy it, but I want to try this a couple times first just because this is so old. I think the formula is like going off or something, but I may try it, and if it doesn't work out, I may rebuy it. Or hey, maybe I don't rebuy it because I have lots. Also, I have the Milani. This is from Valerie as well, and this is the Hyperpigmented Eye and Face Palette in Gilded Ember. Really pretty. I want to see what this is about. It feels very much like an indie eyeshadow. Really, really pretty. Very beautiful. Also, I have a couple of Stila eyeshadow palettes. Sorry about the mirrored effect. This is beautiful for an all matte eyeshadow palette. It's very beautiful as a companion palette, and it's kind of small, so I'm just going to open this up. One is Eyes of the Soul. That's this one, and the other one is Mind. This is so beautiful. Oh my goodness. Absolutely beautiful. This is the only kitten anything I've ever had in my whole entire collection. Can you believe it? And then we have Break the Rules from It's Belle, and I have used this plenty of times. It's so stunning. It looks like I chewed on it because it's so used. I want a backup of this. It's so beautiful. I actually would like all of the Break the Rule, or all of the It's Belle Cosmetics palettes. And now we're getting into my MAC eyeshadow palettes. So the first one is the MAC Art Library Flamboyant. This is stunning. This is a total Gen color story right here. Very warm and very beautiful. And then we have MAC Art Library, It's Designer. Again, gorgeous, gorgeous color story. I have quite a few of these in my regular singles, but I wanted this palette, so I bought it. And this is the 15 times Warm Neutral. So beautiful. I'm considering parting with this one as well because I have most of these again in my singles, but I'm hanging on to it now. And then these are just singles in a palette form. These are most of my absolutely stunning, beautiful, beautiful shades that I just can never part with because they're so beautiful. Oh my gosh, these are stunning. Let's try this one because this one's gorgeous. Oh, yes. All right. So I'm going to put everything back and then we'll talk numbers. All right, so in this drawer we have a total of 29 eyeshadows. So in the first drawer we had 33. In this drawer we have 29. So far we're at a total of 62 eyeshadow palettes and I still have 3 more drawers to go. I actually had some time to film a little bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you this drawer. There is actually a drawer before this one, but I'm going to show you this one first because I actually have time for this one. So let's go ahead and look through. These are mostly my small and short palettes because the drawer is so short. So a lot of my little mini palettes and stuff are like the shorter palettes are in here. So I will just start at the front and I guess we'll work our way back. So the first couple I have over here are these little Norvina ones. So I have Norvina Volume 1 and Norvina Volume 3. So this little Norvina Volume 1 is really cute. I don't use her a lot. For some reason, my throat is already starting. Look at that shade. I hope you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. It's very vibrant and very peachy and gorgeous. I'll swatch a couple of shades. I'll try to anyway from each palette, but that's the other one. Really gorgeous. I should probably crack this one out at some point. And this color right here, are you kidding me? Hello, it's beautiful, it's stunning. These are pigments. So it's a mini pro pigment palette. I actually love working with pigments. I find them okay. You just have to place them and then blend instead of blending as you apply. But I do love this. So this is one of the little ones that I need to start playing with a little more. So this is Volume 3 with the cherries on the front. I love this. It's so cute. And this is what it looks like inside. Now this one right here is a glitter, which I don't know why there's a glitter in these things because there's already only 9 pans to play with. I don't use glitters. I'm not a fan of glitters. This will never get used, I don't think, unless I'm desperate to put something shimmery on my eye. But I have so many like indie brand and stuff like eyeshadow special shades that I can put. So I don't know. It's just unnecessary. But I believe this exact same color or something similar is in the Norvina, the big palette, Volume 5. So I'm not sure why this is even in here. But let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and swatch. Sorry, there was a little hair on this one. I'm not sure why. It looked like an eyebrow hair. Gross. But this is the pink. We'll swatch the green. And then I'll do a shimmer. These are very, like I said, obviously they're pigments, so they're going to be really, really bold. And I'll swatch this really beautiful, like shimmery, kind of toppery shade. This one almost feels like it's getting hard pan. So I'm going to have to go over that, but that's what she looks like. Yeah, it looks like it's getting some hard pan on there, so I'll have to fix that. But this, I don't know why they have glitters. Anyway, these are my 2 Lonely Little MAC 9 pans. The first one here is the Semi-Sweet times 9. So I'll go ahead and swatch a couple for you. Now, MAC shadows don't normally swatch the best, but dang do they apply to the eye. They are so beautiful. So there's 2 of the colors in there, really beautiful browns. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I love this one. And then this one is the Red Hot times 9. I'm not seeing a whole lot of red happening in here. but I guess it's just because it's more leaning towards the warm shades. But that's disappointing to me because I love red eyeshadow. And yeah, like I said, they don't swatch the best, but there they are. They perform stunningly on the eye. Then I have a couple from the Huda Beauty Neon Pigment, whatever you call these. They're like just eyeshadow palettes, but actually they're not technically eyeshadow palettes. And I think somewhere under this or whatever, when you peel here, it says like not eye safe. There's a whole bunch of drama toward these. I didn't know about that until this year, honestly. But regardless, I put them on my eyes and I'm totally fine with staining and everything. It's fine by me. It doesn't bother me none. But I want to make sure you guys can see this. I have so many lights. I don't know why it's so dark here. But this is the orange one. And I don't know if it has a specific name to it. It's just the orangey colored neon one. And I only have the orange and the pink. I didn't get the green one because the green one didn't really scream green to me. But look at those. Oh my gosh. In person, they're even way more vibrant than like when you see them in the pan or whatever when I'm swatching them. It's way more vibrant in person. And then we have the pink one, which is stunning. It's got pinks and purples in it. Really, really, really gorgeous. And I'll swatch this like lavendery purple one. Oh my god, so pretty. Oh, so pretty. And again, another one that's like got hard pan on it. What is going on? Let me see if I can fix that right now really quickly. Because I would like to show you this specific one. So, all right. It's really not showing up that well, but for some reason she is acting up. I need to put a brush into that. I'm not sure why. Usually I'm okay using my fingers, but apparently it's starting to hard pan. So I'm going to put some of these back and then we'll move on to the next few, which are the Obsessions palettes from Huda Beauty. And I have a few of the Gemstones ones, and this is the Topaz, which is so gorgeous. I would like to bring this one out more too. Maybe I can do this. No, I'm not sure. That's not going to really work well, but that's okay. I will swatch this. And maybe this dark one. Again, not really swatching that well, but applies great to the eye. And then we have the Amethyst Obsessions, which is absolutely beautiful. Oh my goodness. And we'll do the purple here. Why are like these are not swatching very well. I'm not sure. It's probably because my hands are very, very dry. Let me see if this one will be okay. That one's gorgeous. It's very like a raspberry purple. So pretty. And then last but not least, we have the Ruby Obsessions, which is probably my favorite because I'm obsessed with red eyeshadow. So we're just going to go in with the deepest shade first, which is like a really shimmery dark brown, which would be fantastic for a smoky eye. And let's try this middle one here, which is so pretty. Wow, that is so pretty. All right. Next we have a couple of the other ones. They're still Obsessions palettes. They're the 9-pan palettes, but they're not like the Gemstones one. So this one is the Electric Obsessions, which I've tried to get a lot of use on this. You can see that purple has a great huge dip in it. And apparently you can hit pan pretty easy on these, but yeah, for some reason, I don't know. I have so many really gorgeous, colorful palettes that for some reason I'm just not grabbing this one. And it's so convenient too. So if I travel, I would probably bring this if I'm looking to bring some colorful eyeshadows with me, but as a whole, I don't know. For some reason, I just don't go for this one because I have so many colorful palettes. And this one's the Mauve palette. This is gorgeous. I believe this is the one that April from Ruby Rouge on YouTube had tried to pan last year, and she did so well with this. And I can't believe how long it took her to reach any goals on that. Just how much shadow is in these eyeshadow palettes. Like, you would never believe that it would take so long to hit pan, because they're so small, but there's so much eyeshadow in this. Like, I could not believe how patient she was and how far she got. Like, I'm really impressed. Mine still look brand new. With the exception of like a little bit of dust on the outside and a tiny bit of, like, you know, bristle pressed in the pan. Like, I mean, mine pretty much looks brand new. So I give her a lot of credit for really pounding through these. And then this one's the Coral Obsessions. And I'll just swatch a couple of these ones here. Like, gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous color. And then we'll do this peachy one on the bottom here, which, oh my gosh, beautiful. This one here is from Ciate London. This is a gift from my beautiful friend Valerie. She sent this to me. It's just a cute little 9-pan, very beautiful neutrals, which I could get a lot of use of. I haven't actually used this one yet, so I will swatch. Oh my gosh. Yes. That is a Gen shade, and it performs. Then we'll try this pinkier one here, which I think would be a beautiful little lid color. I just don't want my shadows going into the drawer. That's really beautiful. My arms are really dry. I think as soon as I'm done this row, I'm gonna wash my hand off, and then I will start with the next stuff. But I will also put lotion so that the pigments have, or the shadows have, something to stick to. But this is my Pat McGrath Labs, what is it called again? Mini Eyeshadow Midnight Voyage. It's literally so cute. And I hope she comes out with more of these, but I also hope that she puts a really special shade in one of these, because I think this is so adorable. So I'll swatch a couple. I do have a little short, like one of those little videos on YouTube that dedicates to this whole palette. I mean, I say a whole palette like it's a big deal, but like, it's a little 6-pan. So, but this is gorgeous. Like, it's absolutely gorgeous, and it performs really, really, really well. I really like this. I did a lot of using this when I first got it so that I could make a video right on this, because it's just so cute. Okay, I'm just gonna go wash my hands because everything is getting everywhere. I will be right back. This is the Natasha Denona Retro Palette. It's the teeny one with 3 shades. I just got this. I'm not going to bother swatching it yet because it's super brand new, and I just want to have a look and see if it matches everything in my original retro palette. And then we have the Natasha Denona Mini Love Palette, which is super cute, and I really want to pull this out soon. These are 2 of the swatches from that eyeshadow palette. And then down here we have a couple of these Natasha Denona 5-pan palettes. This is the eyeshadow palette 5, and the palette name is Palette 02. And I didn't even know these were a thing until I received this by accident from Sephora, because they sent me this in place of something else I had ordered, which was, I think, the Cranberry palette. Everything was ruined. That whole order was disgusting. One was like, you could tell they were returned and stuff. It was a whole mishmash. It was disgusting. Anyway, I told them I was keeping this because I had not complained about any of my previous issues. And at that point, I had just had it. And the person was so nice to deal with, but I never even knew that these were a thing until I received this by accident instead of what I actually ordered. And this is one of the shades in there, is really like a gorgeous taupey kind of brown shade, and this one here is like a peachy champagne color, very gorgeous. I think that would make a really nice highlight, honestly, on face. It's really pretty. So this one I need to get some more use on as well. I would say that about pretty much all of my eyeshadows, honestly. And then we have the Natasha Denona Coral palette. It is still in the box because I haven't used her yet, but she is stunning. Absolutely stunning. This was one of the ones that was an issue for me. I ordered the Coral palette and the box was all like banged up and damaged, and inside was this palette. So I was like, I'm keeping it. You can send me the new coral palette. That's fine. So this is the new one that they sent me, and I haven't used it yet, but I will swatch a couple because I think this one is pretty similar to this one. Very, very, very close, but not 100%, but super close. And then we have, let's try this gorgeous matte red color over here. It's almost like a burnt red, kind of really pretty. Hope you can see that. So I need to actually get use of this one because it's still in the packaging, and I want to make sure that I go through as many of my eyeshadow palettes as I can this coming year, because it's super important to me to use what I have instead of continually buying new things when I have all of these stunning palettes already, like in my grasp, in my collection, and I could be using these. This one is the cranberry palette. This one was the one that had damaged packaging, so I had to take them out and put them into one of these for now. And I'm going to change it later because I like using these smaller palettes for when I'm doing projects and stuff for single eyeshadows. But I'm just going to use this one for now, so I'll swatch a couple of these ones. But just so pretty. Oh, so pretty. That orange is ridiculously beautiful. And then I'll swatch this like purpley matte shade, which is gorgeous. All right, so that's the cranberry one. And I should put this guy back here. And then here we have the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. These ones fit upright in here. It's just, I have other ones that don't fit upright, so I'm laying some stuff down. Sorry, my throat's starting to go. Anyway, this is what the eyeshadow palette looks like. I don't know that I need to swatch this. This one is hella old. I'm going to swatch a couple that I'm curious about how they still perform. Isn't that shade pretty much the exact of the one above it? This may be on the chopping block because I have so many eyeshadows, but it still is really, really nice. It's just, it's old and I don't grab toward it anymore. So I don't know, but it still does perform really nicely. But oh my god, and that one matches the one above it as well, basically. Anyway, and then I have this one here, which is Born This Way, the Natural Nudes from Too Faced. And I got this one and I actually wanted to get the Sunset palette, or not Sunset, Sunset Strip or something like that. But I only bought one, but they were half price, and now I'm kicking my butt that I didn't get the other one as well. But this is what it looks like. And the reason I wanted these is because they just have every single neutral shade that I would go for. But I like a deeper outer corner, and this one is just too light for outer corner for me. So as beautiful as this is, I feel like it's missing a deep, deep, deep shade. And I kind of wish that instead of a dark, shadowy shimmer, there was like a dark brown in here. So anyway, it's really pretty. I'm not going to swatch it yet because I haven't even used her yet. The other one I swatched because I wanted to see the colors and stuff, but I'm not going to swatch a lot of the ones that are brand new. And then we have the NYX Lid Lingerie eyeshadow palette, and this one is super cute. I want to use her so badly. I've only touched this one shade, so I will swatch a couple for you, including this one. Let's put this over here. So a really nice dark brown shade, and then we have this like neutral sort of I don't know, I don't want to call it like a lavender, but it's almost like a gray lavender, I guess. Really beautiful. So I want to use this because I hear very good things about the NYX eyeshadows. And then we have another NYX eyeshadow palette, which I got from Marshalls, and I wanted the big huge one, but then I'm like, why do I need the big one? So when I saw this for like 12 bucks, I grabbed it because to me this is perfect enough for 12 eyeshadows, and I really wanted it for this lime green shade and this mint, beautiful mint shade, and this rose shade. There's so many really gorgeous eyeshadow colors in here. So it feels, this purple one feels very chalky, but purples usually do. I'll just swatch it over here. But look at how dark that is. So beautiful. I hope it applies to the eye like this. We'll swatch this gold one. Could you imagine an eyeshadow look with that gold and that purple? How stunning would that look? And then this one here. Really, really beautiful. Oh, so pretty. So I'm really excited to try that one. I am not getting my hopes up though, but I definitely want to experiment with other brands. So that's why I've been buying a few things from drugstore and stuff like that. And then we have a couple of mini Too Faced eyeshadow palettes from my friend Jaylon, and she sent me these recently in a friend mail haul. And this one's called Let's Play, and I haven't used this one either. Of course, it's a very light, sort of light, soft eyeshadow palette. And I'm going to swatch a couple of these too. So let's go ahead and swatch this peachy one. Very cute. And then we'll swatch this pinky one. It's important to see like what the mattes will perform like, because I feel like shimmers, they'll, even if they're like not the greatest, you can still make them impactful by using a glitter base. But a matte shadow, if it sucks, the whole palette's just going to be ruined for me. And this is the Light My Fire from Too Faced as well. It says smells like cinnamon hearts. I don't know what this one, oh, it says smells like bubblegum. All I smell is my soap, so let's, or my lotion, so let's smell this one. I don't really get a strong hint of bubblegum. Not really. Let's smell this one and see if it smells like cinnamon. Not really. I don't smell the cinnamon. That's okay. So this is what the other one looks like inside. Really, really cute. And I want to swatch this red. It's kind of chalky, I'm not gonna lie. It looks like it's a duochrome maybe. Or like it doesn't look like a duochrome on the swatch, but if you look in the pan, when I put my finger in there, it almost has, like you can see there, it's got like a pink shimmer to it, but it looks like it's supposed to be a matte. That is wild. Anyway, I can't wait to use that one. And I think we'll swatch this yellow. I think this is just a basic matte yellow, but a staple in an eyeshadow collection. It's not the boldest yellow I've ever tried, but again, I mean, really pretty nonetheless. Very strong yellow tone, and I love that. So I'm really looking forward to trying that one as well. And these are perfect for on the go if you forgot to apply your makeup and you want to just do it quickly in the car before you run in somewhere, or, you know, someone else is driving and you got to put on your makeup. They're super easy to, yeah, you guys know I spend a lot more time than that on my makeup, but you never know if you ever need to beat your face in like a minute. So then we'll start at the back here. This one is also from Too Faced, and it is the Chocolate Bonbons eyeshadow palette. I have been wanting to part with this one for a while, but I just can't. For some reason, I can't. And I think it's because it's sort of a neutral to cool tone eyeshadow palette, and the crease shades alone draw me in. I know that's the weirdest thing. Like, crease shades are so boring, but for me, it's like the whole basis around your look. Like, you need to have a good crease, because if you don't have a good crease, it ruins your whole eye shape. So yeah, there's the pink, and I'll do one more. We'll do this blue one because like I'll never use it. It's sort of like a teal black almost, but yeah, that's that one. And then for this one, we have the Naked Heat from Urban Decay. This is the only, I think, the only Naked palette I own. I'm pretty sure this is the only Naked palette I own. If I'm wrong, I'll see it in another drawer. But I'm pretty sure I got rid of all the other ones because honestly, I'm over the hype. I just don't see, I like a stronger eyeshadow formula. I like something that's super, super impactful. And to me, it says Naked. It's only supposed to be light and subdued. And I have lots of light and subdued in my palettes, so I don't need a whole collection of eyeshadows based around subdued. And then we'll do one more here. These feel very chalky, but this one performs beautifully. Look at that brown. Yes, I'm here for that. All right, and then I use this one for wedding looks, by the way. If anyone asks me to do their makeup for their wedding or anything, I like this one because it gives a lot of depth and warmth and dimension. And there's like, the purple is warm, but it can come off a little bit cool, especially if you're pairing it with like a more sort of taupey cream color. gorgeous, 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 and great for bridesmaids too. And then this one is the Hindash palette from my friend Valerie. This is such a beautiful, beautiful palette, and I really like working with this one. I love that it's for your full face, and it's such a strong pigment to it, but also you have to build your way up to those colors as well. It's not just like boom, you have the strong color on your lid and everything. You can build yourself up to that as well, so you don't go too strong. It's just so nice. I really enjoy this palette. I think it's very innovative, very different, very good for makeup artists. I really like this a lot. And then we have the Uoma palette from, well, it's Uoma, but it's the Black Magic Carnival palette. And I've never tried anything from Uoma before, and my friend Rania sent this to me, and I was so thankful. There's another one I want to try that has more like olivey greens and stuff like that in it. She had this one, and I was like, oh, if you are partying with that girl, I will take it from off your hands. And she was glad to send it, but like just so generous. I really want to try this. It feels incredibly light, but it's just so stunningly beautiful. We're going to try this gold shade here. I want to put it next to this gold shade. So you can see it's more of like a copper gold instead of like a strong natural gold. So you can definitely see that there's tones there, which I love having options. And then this green one. So these are more like shimmery, like sparkly shadows. Very beautiful. This reminds me of one of those MAC holiday shadows. Really pretty. And then I want to try this pink one as well. Look at that hot pink. Yes. I love a strong pigment in an eyeshadow. Oh, this is so pretty. I'm really looking forward to trying all these out. I can't wait. I can't wait. And yes, anytime anyone sends me eyeshadows, I clean them up and I spray them with isopropyl alcohol. So don't worry, that has all been done. This next one is a new one to me. This is the Geodes palette from What's Up Beauty. So many YouTubers have been gifted this. I don't think I've seen a single person who bought it except for me. So I don't know what happened with this brand. They were just handing them out like candy. Put me on that PR list, please. I would have loved to try. But it's such a gorgeous palette. Like I'm obsessed with the way that the palette looks, and the inside is exactly something that I would love for work every day. Something just a little pop of color. It gives you the deep like colors of the outside of the like the corner of the eye, beautiful transition shades, pop of color in the inner corner, like gorgeous shimmers. So even though this is not a massive palette, it has a lot of beauty to it, and it just draws my attention. I'm not going to swatch her. I may do a separate video with this one. Plus there's like so many videos on this because like I said, they were throwing these around like candy. And yeah, this is just so gorgeous, and I can't wait to use this one. It's so pretty. Oh my goodness. This is the Ace Beauté Grandiose eyeshadow palette, and it was gifted to me from my beautiful friend Danny here on YouTube. And I just love the color story. I'm going to swatch a couple of these for you guys so you can have a look. That beautiful copper. And we'll try out this nice deep red shade, which is so beautiful. I can actually kind of feel, oh, that's a gorgeous color. Oh my goodness. I need an eyeliner in that shade. I can kind of feel a bit of a chalkiness to it, so I think this might be their older formula. But look at this shimmer. Like, oh my gosh. That was creaminess, but the powders are a little powdery and chalky. So I think this is the old formula, but really beautiful nonetheless. I cannot wait to try this. It's so pretty. And then this one here is the Miss Bella palette, or Mrs. Bella palette, All Eyes on You from BH Cosmetics. And I found this one at Marshall's. So it was on crazy deal, and it's just so beautiful. Again, it has that similar, like, I love this shade. If you guys ever notice, I have a lot of this raspberry shade in a lot of my palettes because this is the eyeshadow color that I am obsessed with. I love it so much. But I do want to swatch a couple of these. I haven't swatched or used this yet at all, but look at that shimmer. Really, really pretty. Oh my gosh. And we'll swatch this one here. Just so gorgeous. Beautiful little pink shimmer. And then I think I'm going to swatch this neutral one because I need to know how this performs. Yeah, that's gorgeous. Really love that neutral shade. So really can't wait to try this one either. I have a lot of really beautiful palettes, you guys. The next one is the Caliente Artist Couture palette. And when this came out, I was like, mine, gimme. But then I'm like, where's the strong red? Like when I think like caliente and hot and all that stuff, I think red, like not orange red, like just the packaging, even though this kind of reminds me of a hot pepper, but I'm looking for a deep red, which I don't see in this palette, but it is a beautiful palette. And I will show you, although these are feeling pretty, can you hear that? Sounds like sandpaper. Oh my gosh. You know, when you compare the formulas and the feel of an eyeshadow to your other ones, it's like, but it does perform beautifully. This one, the yellow feels really nice. The orange is like, what? But look at that yellow. So good. And we'll do this shimmer right here. I think this one may be on the chopping block. We'll see. But I think I'm going to do this like strong pink one here too. But I think this one might be on the chopping block. But look at that. Look at that beautiful pink. And it's a very different pink than, say, this pink or this pink. It's just like a nice, warm, juicy, hot pink. Love. So try that one later. Then I have a couple from e.l.f. Cosmetics. This one I've also used for wedding looks as well. Even though it's not the highest brand, it is still a quality product, and I really enjoy this so much. First of all, I want to show you this white shimmer. Like, first of all, look at what came on my hand. That is such a strong color payoff. Okay, I just have to blow on my hand so none of the eyeshadow goes everywhere, but look at this. Like, oh my gosh, it's such a strong white color. Wow, it's beautiful. And then I'll do this like silvery taupe shade. Like, so gorgeous. And really strong, like, what do you call that? Reflect, blah, blah, blah. I can't talk. Anyway, it's a strong reflect. When the light hits it, it's a very strong reflect. And these are just gorgeous eyeshadows. And I'm really shocked at the e.l.f. formula, honestly. This one is the Mad for Matte, and this is beautiful as well. This is actually really nice for weddings because personally I don't like using a lot of shimmer shades on brides or anything, because when you take pictures, that shimmer will reflect from the camera light and also the lights in the venue and stuff. So you have to be very careful not to have like flash on their lids and stuff. So I love a lot of matte shadows, and these ones are honestly really nice. And then this one is the NYX Perfect Filter, very similar to the other one that I have. It's called Lid Lingerie, but I saw this one and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this one too because the Lid Lingerie seems so nice, but it's unopened yet, so I'm gonna hang on to that like that just in case I decide to, you know, remove it from my collection. Then I have the Sugar Drizzle Pickle Palette. I'm not going through the whole name, you guys. You can screenshot and read it there, but I'm not going to read you that whole name. But this one's okay. I really actually like the colors in here because what you think you're going to get may not be exactly what you get. And I don't know if you can see in the mirror, if maybe you can't really see even in the mirror, but the shades are different. So this one has sort of like a pink and a gold shift. This one has like a sort of a pinky red and a gold, or a green shift, sorry. And then this one's like a raspberry to a purple blue. It's really cute. So I will swatch some of these for you guys so you can have a look at what I'm talking about. But that is such a beautiful shimmer. And then I'll do this one over here. Again, like you can kind of see, I hope you can see the shift on it, maybe not, but I can see it in person. So I wish I could have shared that with you, but, and the green one, I'm not sure if you're gonna see that. But anyway, that one is really nice, but it's very soft. And maybe you can see on my finger, it's like, it's almost like oily. like very, very slick. So it's very hard to get, it's hard to get like a good swatch on that because it's so slippery. Next we have the Nobla Cutie palette. This is also from my beautiful friend Danny. She sent me this one because she's no longer using it, and look at the gorgeousness in here. So first of all, I want to swatch this because I thought this was a glitter at first, and it turns out it is just a very shimmery, like a toppery kind of shade. I'm just going to get a good swatch here because it's very soft, very similar to the green color in that other palette. So you can see it's just a topper kind of shimmer, very stunning. And I have red on my finger stain, so it's supposed to be more white than pink. And you can see I got it all in there. Oh, okay. And then we'll do this one in the corner. I really want to try this because I have never tried the Nobla eyeshadow formula. So this will be my first try, and I was so thankful when Danny reached out and said, hey, I have some palettes I'm not going to be using anymore. Is there any that you would want? And I was like, oh yeah, girl, send them my way. This one's really pretty. It actually reminds me a lot of one of my liquid eyeshadows. It's sort of a neutral, like a brown cream kind of color, and then on top it's got like silver glitters, and that really, really reminds me a lot of that shade. So I may need to declutter the eyeshadow, the cream eyeshadow. But this one is the MAC eyeshadow palette in Feast Your Eyes. And as soon as I saw this, I had to have it. I know there's like a lot of sort of back and forth on this palette. Like people love it, people hate it. I love this. It's super subtle on the eye, and I will swatch them for you. I'll do that now. But the pattern of this, the whole palette, the color of it, I think what Lauren Made Beauty calls it is the fantasy of it. But to me, it gives me my fantasy. Like, I don't need a completely bold eyeshadow look at all times. I do prefer it, but when I'm working with shadows like this, all you have to do is really get into the shadow and it will give you that pigmentation you're really wanting. Like, look at that. Tell me that that's not a strong brown. You can definitely get impact from this palette, but what I like about this is that it's, I'll do this, actually this copper, I don't think I've used this copper yet, but what I like about this eyeshadow palette is that it's not, like, look at that, gorgeous. It's not the most, like, popping one. Like, it's a very subdued color story. It's very Tuscany, very rich, but also it's subdued in a way that it's not going to be like a neon pink kind of thing. You know, you're getting sort of like a neutral pop from this, but it's not the pop where it's like, holy crap, look at that like super bright eye. I don't know if I'm explaining this right. I think you guys can understand just by looking at the eyeshadows in here that they're very subtle, but they're still impactful. I think that's the way that I want to say it, but I love this and I will probably be using this early next year. It's gorgeous. And the last couple we have in here are also from MAC. These are some of the smaller ones. The first one I have is the Mischief Minx. These are really long and they have also a highlighter in them over here. I'm not sure, like, I've decluttered quite a few of these. I bought a bunch of them and I was like, oh my god, I love these. And then I'm like, oh my god, I'm not sure if I like them. In all honesty, I just don't use them because I have so many eyeshadows. So I'm gonna definitely get the use out of them and see how I feel. But that is so, so beautiful. Let's try another color. Let's do, I want to do this dark one. So I just want to see what that looks like. Really pretty. Oh my goodness. It's very hard. It's very hard for me to decide, oops, I forgot to put this back. It's very hard for me to decide if I want to part with something because I tend to form a bond with all my makeup because makeup means so much to me. This is the basic B palette. You guys can figure out that. You can read what that says. So this is another one from MAC and it's just beautiful, cool tones. This eyeshadow color here is stunning, but I think I have something that is a little bit more impactful from MAC, but it's very beautiful. It's like a purpley sparkle goodness. It's just so gorgeous. And then there's this gray color here. which is so stunning. Oh my goodness. I need to start using these things more. And then we'll swatch this one here. I have barely used this. Honestly, how am I deciding if I don't like this if I've barely used it? So I need to use these more often. Oh my goodness. We have one more going here, and that is the holiday palette from 2019 called Snowball Eye Compact Rose Gold. This is what it looks like here. And it just is the most perfect holiday palette ever. I love this palette so much. You have your shimmer, like your lid or your eyebrow shimmer, your crease shade, you have a gold and a silver, you have a nice beautiful deep copper, and then also like almost like a plummy brown. It's more of like a deep plum brown kind of thing. So I'm going to swatch this shade right here for you. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. So pretty. And we'll swatch the silver one. Look at this. What? Gorgeous. So yeah, I need to use that too. But these are all of the ones that I have in this. So in this drawer we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. 42 eyeshadows in this drawer. This is the third drawer of eyeshadow palettes in my LX9 drawer, like my cabinet. So we've already done drawer 1 and 2. This is drawer 3 now. And there's a lot of eyeshadows in here. Whew. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and start with the stuff in the middle because it's just going to be in the way, and then I can take other palettes out. So the first one I have here is the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palette in Primrose. It looks like that. And this is brand new to me. I just got this in the mail. It's so beautiful. It looks like that. And she's stunning. I haven't actually used an Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palette since like the first one came out. What was that called now? It was the red one that everybody had. It was like, I can't even remember what that's called. Oh my gosh. But I'm not going to swatch this yet because I want to actually use it before I go ahead and stick my fingers in it. And yeah, I can't. Oh, Modern Renaissance. That was the first and only Anastasia palette that I ever bought. And I have Anastasia Norvina palettes, like the big pigment palettes, but I don't have any of the Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes, except for that one now. So this is the Venus 3 palette from Lime Crime. This is from Rania. She sent this to me because she was decluttering it from her collection. So I just have to, like, I've sprayed it with isopropyl alcohol. I just have to go in and wipe it around with a tissue and stuff. But I do want to swatch a couple of these to see what they are like, because I've never used a Lime Crime palette before. When my friends are sending me stuff, I'm really excited about it because oh, that's gorgeous. Oh my gosh. It needs to be fixed because it's getting hard pan. But I have never tried a couple of brands before that you can usually only get in the States. Oh my gosh, this palette is gorgeous. What? Wow. So anyhow, I am so thankful to the girls for sending me stuff because I can't get the stuff here, and I don't want to buy from every single brand around the world and pay shipping and exchange and potentially duty because I live in Canada. So it means so much to me when they send me stuff that I've never tried before, especially because it means I don't have to pay all that extra stuff. This is the only palette I have left from Makeup Forever, I believe. It is the number 4 palette, and this is so old, and I don't get rid of this because it's a neutral palette. And when I swatch this one right here, oh my gosh, it's so stunning. It's just so beautiful, and I barely ever use it, and then it just sits here. So this one I will be definitely using this year. You can barely see that one, but it's basically the same skin color as me. And then we have this one here, which is absolutely beautiful, but did not swatch very well. It's like a raspberry color. So she will be coming into one of my upcoming projects. Something like that. And then this is the Jungle Lights eyeshadow palette from the Flower Beauty, I think it's called. And oh my goodness, absolutely stunning. I love the fact that it's a grippy cream, like a almost cream to powder formula, because it gives you that extra bit of like potency. It's just so opaque and so creamy and so beautiful. I am a little bit concerned that it may crease on the eye because I do have hooded eyes when I have like resting bee face. My eyebrows go down a lot, and so my eyeshadow tends to crease if I'm really thinking, or like excuse me, just like paying attention and focusing to something. So I'm just worried about the creasing. But anyway, this is the Beauty Bakery Bite Size eyeshadow palette in Sweet Potato Pie. And this I got from Marshall's. Did I open this yet? I don't think it's even opened yet. So I'm going to leave it closed because I have not opened this one yet. And then we will go ahead and talk about the first row, because that's what you guys can see. There is a whole other row back here. But oh, my toes, gross. I'm trying to keep it so you can't see them. I'm so sorry. All right, so the first one I have is the Saharan by Juvia's, and I believe this one was sent to me from Danny. So beautiful. I have not used her yet. All of my eyeshadows from Friends are sprayed with isopropyl alcohol and wiped off, with the exception of that one from Rania. I still have to do. I did spray it, but I didn't wipe it off. But look at how gorgeous. These have very similar formulas, very sticky, very opaque, very nice, really solid color. So I think that'll perform really, really well. And Juvia's Place has a very good price point. This is the Nubian. And this one is very, very neutral. And you can see Danny went in pretty good on this one. Really, really gorgeous. It's just very thick and opaque and gorgeous. You can see that one will apply very, very nicely to the eye. And then let's watch maybe this red one, kind of see what that's about. It's sort of copper. These are shades I don't normally wear, and I have blue eyes, so I know they would be very nice for me to wear on my eyes, but for some reason I'm just like not interested in wearing copper eyeshadow. This is we're starting on the 6-pan palettes. These are ones I bought for myself, and this is the chocolates, which is so stunning. These are the colors that I like for outer corner. I find it odd that there's 2 of them in this eyeshadow palette that are so dark, but this one's like a hint more warm than this one. You can just see by looking at it, it's just a hint more warm, but like basically on the eye, like you're not going to see that big of a difference. But this is the chocolatey brown one. I mean, hello, look at all these shimmers, like hello, really beautiful. And let's do this one. I haven't used this one yet. Oh, that's so gorgeous. Wow, that's pretty. And then we have the nudes, which is very, very light. This is a little too light for me. And these 2 shades are, again, practically the same. In the 6-pan palette, for me, that's a no-no. If they put like a dark shade or a medium brown shade in here, that would make more sense. Because like, why are you putting 2 neutral peaches in here? No, 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 no. And then the gold. Oops, this is backwards now. Okay. Then we have the violets. The only one I'm missing is like the blush one, and I want that so badly, but I'm not going to order from them for one palette because again, I'm in Canada. So if I go to the States and I see it at Ulta or something, which when am I going to get to the States? But if I do, best know I will be looking for that. Next is the berries, and it's so pretty. This is probably my favorite one of all of them. I need to pull this out ASAP. It's so gorgeous. Oh, this color. Yes. Look at that deep purpley red. Love. Oh my gosh. These are so stunning. Beautiful. And then this one's another one that's my favorite. This is the Sweet Pinks. which I adore. I adore this so much. I need to start using these more. I'm going to say that about a lot of my eyeshadows. But this is what happens. I get too obsessed with new palettes that are coming out, or palettes that are going on sale, or indie brands that are sending their palettes to every person and their mother except for me, and then I'm buying them. So I need to stop it. Just stop buying it. Okay, these are from BH Cosmetics. One is the Absinthe palette, the other one is the Ghost Pepper, and then I have the Nightshade palette. So Absinthe, gorgeous. This was on here because this was in a project. I could probably take this off. Oh, I'll deal with that later. But this is stunning. I had this one in a project and it was, look at that, amazing. So gorge. Can you see that? And then let's swatch this. Oh my god, this one right here. Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay, come on, brightness. Wow. All right, and then we have Ghost Pepper, which is, oh my god, really, like, seriously, this is beautiful. This is a Jen palette right here. Love this so much. Obsessed with these reds. Where am I going to put this on my hairy arms? Sorry guys, it goes on the hair. But look at that red. That is no joke. Then we have this beautiful bright creamy pink here. Just kind of goes with this theme of the rest of these beautiful shimmers. All of these kind of perform the same. Like, they could be from the same palette, honestly. The way they perform, the way they feel. Yeah, just gorgeous. And then we have Nightshade, which I haven't touched yet. Very beautiful purple one. I need to get into this soon. Then we're going to start on ColourPop. I don't have, like, the hugest collection of ColourPop. However, it has been growing. And you guys can see it goes from here to here. So it's not the biggest, I know, but it is a lot. So we have the Cherry Crush palette. Stunning. I'll only swatch like one or two of these because I have to hurry up because my kid needs me. My husband's watching him right now, and I'm so grateful that I have the opportunity to, you know, film my stuff. But I have to also go make dinner for my family soon. So this one's the Wine and Only. I have used this because it's not in its packaging. And I honestly don't even remember what this one was about, but look at that. So pretty. I do know that I like this palette because I remember it was super dark and sort of like a mysterious, sexy kind of looks. Really gorgeous. Ooh, the shimmer of it all. Okay, then we have, okay, a couple are in the packaging still because I haven't used them. I bought this because I wanted to get out of my comfort zone and wear greens. Have I used it? No. So, and this is more like teal greens, but that's the kind of greens like I was comfortable in. But this is more blue green because blue is the color that's hard for me to wear. Green has been my shade this year, but look at how beautiful those are. So again, something that I need to pull out maybe for January, who knows. But it's really beautiful anyhow. But anything that's in, like I keep saying this, but anything that's in the packaging, it's because I haven't worn it yet. Most of these I haven't worn actually. The next one is Main Squeeze by ColourPop. And this one has like greens and reds. And it's just totally cute. Oh, there's no greens in this one. I thought it was green and red. Okay, that's weird. Anyway, that's super weird. I totally thought this was green and red. Why did I think that? Oh well. Maybe because of the packaging? I don't know. But this is more like orangey than red. What? This is cute. That's a really beautiful shade. Getting stuck in my wrist creases. Ah! But very beautiful. Wish there was a little bit of green in here. Not gonna lie. And the next one is going to be Just My Luck, which is going to be all green because just my luck. Total green palette. I don't know that I like this plastic. I prefer the non-plastic. But anyhow, let's go ahead and swatch this like olivey color. Ooh, that's pretty. And then we'll do this one here. Very pretty. Very, 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 very pretty. And you know, like ColourPop, although I don't like purchasing from them a lot, they do have absolutely stunning stuff. Like their eyeshadows perform really well. They have really gorgeous color stories. There are some small cute 9-pan palettes. This is Strawberry Shake, obviously. But they just come out with so much that it's hard to keep up, and there's no way that I could afford to buy every single thing on top of all the other things that I like. But this is really gorgeous. Again, another one that I haven't used, which I should. It's so pretty. I do not like mattes that have shimmers in them. I think that's so stupid. But it is what it is. I mean, when you're coming out with that many eyeshadow palettes, of course they're going to make glitters and mattes with glitters in it, because what else are you going to do to stay new? But nobody wants those. Nobody asks for those. This is the Or Kid You Not eyeshadow palette from ColourPop. Another one that I bought with the intention of using it right away and have not used because I have so many palettes. But stunning. I'm not going to swatch this one just because I just don't feel like it right now. But I'll definitely do swatches in the future, I'm sure, when I'm using them. This is the Boston Celtics. I love this eyeshadow palette. I got a lot of use of this eyeshadow palette when I had this in a project. Oh yeah. That was amazing. And then we have the All That eyeshadow palette, and yes, a lot of subdued like maroony reds, really pretty. We'll swatch Something Smells Like Crayons. I think it's this gross glitter, this glitter and this glitter. Ew, I don't like glitters. I'm not sure why there's glitters in here, but whatever. Make it a 9-pan and take that out. Yeah, it smells. It's stinky. Probably won't last that long in my collection if it's starting to stink already. It's so gross. And then we have the Troublemaker eyeshadow palette. I'm not going to be able to swatch that much anymore because I'm running out of arm space, and I won't be able to get by all my lighting and stuff to get through here. So this is really new to my collection and absolutely stunning and gorgeous. I had to buy this. Oh my god. I cannot wait to use that. Really pretty. If you have this, let me know if you've used it in the comments, please, because it is absolutely gorgeous. Then I have some single eyeshadows, which I wanted to move up to. These are from Saint. I used to sell this stuff, and they're really pretty and stunningly gorgeous, honestly. Really, really pretty single eyeshadows. But because I have so many other eyeshadows, I don't use these that much. So I think this is empty. Oh no, this has like older. Ugh, gotta throw those out. Okay, so those are done. So now I will move you to the back over here. We're gonna just, maybe I'll zoom you guys in a little bit so you're not staring at my toe. Excellent. All right, so this one we have the Born to Run eyeshadow palette from Urban Decay. This was sent to me from my gorgeous friend Rania, and I have not used this yet. Again, I need to kind of go over and like wipe everything down, but we're gonna swatch just like one or two things. So there's the gold, and I have not used a lot of Urban Decay in a while, so like I wish they came out with another one of those whatever these are, Moondust eyeshadow palettes. I wish they came out with another one of those because those are so the tits. They're so good. So yeah, the Moondust eyeshadow palette is absolutely stunning. I need to use this more. Oh my gosh, look at this. Oh my gosh. Yes, topper shades. Oh boy. Oh boy. Look at that. I need to use that more. That one will come out in January probably. And then we have the Urban Decay Electric palette. I don't use this very much anymore, but I keep it because it's one of those oldie but a goodies, and the silver is like gorge. Gorge, gorge, gorge. but I don't use her that often. Then I have a couple from Violet Voss, which these are like the only 3 real palettes that I use from Violet Voss. I got rid of one of them and I'm contemplating on getting rid of another. You'll see that later. But this coral palette I hemmed and hawed on, and then I was like, I'm buying it, I don't care. Like, I even did a, I did a selection video. Out of my collection, I selected all of my colorful corally and pinky colors just to see if I could dupe it, and I still bought it anyways because it's so freaking gorgeous. And then I also got the Sakura Blossom eyeshadow palette from Violet Voss, which is stunning as well. It's very gorgeous, and I'm only going to swatch one eyeshadow. My goodness. And then we have the Violet Voss Bright Vibes eyeshadow palette. I hit pan in 2 shades because that was the goal, but I'm not usually a fan of going to pan like this. I don't like having these like bullet hole looking things in my eyeshadow palettes. It's just the way I work. It's just my personal way to pan is to just use it organically. But that's not to say that that's a bad thing. It did work for me, and I did get quite a bit more use than I would have if I were to just use it organically. But yeah, anyway, these are really pretty. I'm not going to swatch them, but this palette, this color is my favorite. It's so pretty. I have a couple of eyeshadow palettes from Nomad. I'm not swatching these as well because they're brand new and I haven't used them, and they're gorgeous, and I want to just use them on my own. But this is what the first one looks like. I actually thought I bought the pastel-y looking one, and I wish I did, honestly. But I didn't. And so now I'm like kind of disappointed that I didn't buy that. And I also missed out on the Haunted Europe. And I am so upset that I missed out on that palette. I am so upset. So if anyone knows who's selling it, let me know, please. But this is the Hudson Valley palette. Gorgeous. So pretty. I cannot wait to try Nomad Cosmetics. I have not tried any of their eyeshadow palettes before. So it's just exciting to me to try new brands, try their formulas, see how I like them. And then we have a couple of little Morphe ones here. This is the 9H. So the hot palette. I will swatch this one because it's so gorgeous. Really pretty. And then we also have the 9C, which is the cool. Very pretty. Oh my goodness. And then we have a bunch of BH Cosmetics eyeshadow palettes here. I'm just going to show you them. I'm not going to swatch them. But this is the, oops, my goodness, I'm getting messy. This is the Mimosa palette. Mimosa, cannot enunciate. That's the Mimosa palette. Sorry for all the glare, but your girl has a ton of lights showing because the last time I did this, for some reason, the lighting was not it. This was the Blueberry Muffin. Really pretty. I slept on this one, and then my girlfriends were like, yes, it's so good, I love it. I'm like, where is it? I need to go buy it. It's really gorgeous. And then we have the Saint Tropez. This is from, who sent me this one? I think Jaylon sent me this one. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember now. She sent me this one anyway, Tokyo. For sure. I think these ones were from, yeah, those ones were from Jaylon. And then this one, I'm pretty sure I bought, I think. I can't even keep track anymore. None of these have been used yet. And then there's Puerto Rico. I know I bought this one. And then this one here I bought as well. This one is called BFF. Oh, come on now, Morphe. And I thought this one was really pretty. Like a really, really pretty color story. So I had to get that one because apparently BH Cosmetics has a decent formula. But I'm finding that it's, give or take, like here and there, they're not the same. This is the Tammy X Revolution eyeshadow palette. And this one's actually really pretty. But again, I have so many gorgeous, colorful eyeshadows that this one isn't exactly the most high performing. And then I have the Revolution Chilled with Cannabis Sativa So this is like the the dope palette, whatever, all of these things. There are a couple of glitters in here. Not a super fan of glitters, but I love the color of the packaging. It's very beautiful and very striking. So that is pretty much all of the eyeshadow palettes that I have in this bottom drawer. So let's now go ahead and count how many palettes were in this one. So in this drawer, all of these eyeshadow palettes, I have 46 in this drawer. So every single time I'm counting, we're getting up there and up there and up there. So at the very end, I will give you guys the total amount of all the eyeshadows I have in my collection, but we still have 2 more drawers to go. So let's check those out. Okay, so this is going to be drawer 5 of my eyeshadow palettes. It's going to be a little bit awkward for me to do this. I hope it's bright enough, but let's go ahead and get started. So on top of here we have my Shit Show palette. I'm going to have to just back out a bit. Okay, on top we have my Shit Show palette from Morphe. You guys will know exactly what this is when I open it if you don't already. It is this one, and it's the big massive one. I'm gonna have a hard time getting all these in frame because I'm going in on the drawer because I don't want you to see my feet. So it's this one from Morphe, and yeah, so that's the first one of the Morphe ones that I have. Then I have a ton of other stuff in here. Oh my gosh. So let's start with the back stuff first. The stuff back here is the Jeffree Star Cremated palette. This was gifted to me from my friend Danny, and she sent this because she was no longer using it and she was looking to rehome it, and I thought if I don't have to spend money, I will definitely try these. So I have that one, which is awesome. I will definitely give that a go. And she also sent over this one, which is the Artistry palette, Bloodlust. I'm really not versed in what the names are. I'm so sorry. But this is what it looks like in here. And yeah, it looks like it's got some really beautiful colors, and I'm pretty sure these are untouched. Like, I can't even believe it. But I feel the same way, Danny, don't worry. I have tons of untouched eyeshadows. This is the Be Perfect Carnival The Antidote palette with Stacey Marie. It's massive. It's just massive, but absolutely gorgeous. Then back here I have my other big, huge Morphe palettes. These are the 39 pan. And this is the, what one is this? 39S. I need to pull this out and use this. And then we have 39A, which is like a nice fall palette. Really, really gorgeous, but I never really use it that much. The next palette I have is the One Size Patrick Star Visionary palette. And then we have the Plush palette from Sample Beauty. This is such a good palette. I slept on Sample Beauty and I'm so happy that I now know that I like them because it's so good. We have this Juvia's Place The Warrior palette, The Warrior 2, pardon me, and this is from my friend Danny as well. I want to make sure I'm getting these into the whole view. Really pretty. And another one from Danny, this is the Nubian 2. And it looks like that. And then we have a bunch of my Norvina palettes. I will talk about those when I do the ones in my Project Pan thing, but right now I'll just show you guys these ones. This is the ABH Norvina Volume 4. Gorgeous. This is the Volume 3. Volume 2. I got this one on sale. I kind of wish I got them all on sale. There is another one, but I'm not going to buy it because I don't know why I had it in my head that I had to collect these. There's so much pigment in here, but they're really beautiful. Okay, and then we have the Sephora Pro palette. It's called Pro Pigment Palette Editorial. and it looks like this. It is not as amazing as I thought it was going to be, but I do need to play with it a little more, so I'll probably do that sometime next year. So I think pretty much the rest of these are Morphe, so let's go ahead and quickly run through these. This is the Maddie Ziegler and Morphe. This is a really nice palette, actually. I really enjoy this one. This is the Live with Love. They do these, I guess, every year or every couple years, and I wanted to support, and I missed out on the one I really wanted, but it is really pretty nonetheless. And then we have a couple of the black palettes. This one is 35H. And again, another like fall type palette, but more red and blue instead of like the other earthy colors. This one is 35M. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Oh my goodness, I need to use these more. This one is 35C. It's called Everyday Chic. Just a really nice, light, oh, gorgeous spring looking palette. Okay, my kid's getting angry again, so I gotta hurry up. So this is 35I Icy Fantasy. This is the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2. This is the 3503. This is the 35XO. This is the Nikita and Morphe palette. I really like that one too, actually. And then we have this one here, which is Sweet Oasis. I'm not going to open this one because I just don't have time. I'm so sorry. But basically the colors on the container is what you see like inside. So in this drawer alone, we have 26 palettes. So this is the final full drawer. The only thing we have left after this is my Project Pan items. I'm a little bit quieter because my son is now sleeping. You may hear him snoring on the monitor beside me. But we're going to go through all of the eyeshadows that I have in here. So we'll start off with the one on the top, which is the Flamingo eyeshadow palette from Violet Voss. I struggle with this formula, to be completely honest. How am I going to do this now? Let's do it this way. I kind of struggle with this formula because I want to love it, but I find that the mattes don't perform. They're not super opaque. They're very patchy. And the shimmers are okay. I actually don't mind the shimmers too much. But I have to play with this one more before I decide what I want to do with this down the road. So this is one that I'm going to be eventually playing with. I did wear some of the blue. Like they used Beach Ball and I think Tidal Wave and I think Lemonade, I can't remember, but I used a few different shadows in here and it was actually pretty nice. But was it my favorite? Is it something that I, you know, can't find in another palette? No. So I need to play with it more to see if I love it. But that is the Flamingo palette from Violet Voss. And then back here we have a really good one, which is the Wilderness palette from Beauty Bay. And this one is so good. Like, it's so good. I love these reds and all of these like different greens. Oh my gosh. The blues I'm not super partial to. However, this shade over here, like I'll swatch this one for you guys. This is so unique and very beautiful. Oh my goodness. Can you see that? Oh, it's very beautiful. The lighting is a little bit off. I have ring lights everywhere and it's like dim and light and I don't understand. But anyhow, I hope you guys are able to see. But anyhow, this one is amazing. It's so good. And then we have a bunch down here. So I think we'll start off with some of these in the back. Let's try and do some of these. So this is the Beauty Bay and Nikkie Tutorials eyeshadow palette. Does it have a name? Pressed Pigment Palette, I think. I don't know if it has an actual name, honestly, and just Beauty Bay and Nikkie Tutorials. So, it looks like this. Let me see if I can... That might be better. Okay, it looks like this. Yeah, that's better. Huge pans. Like, huge. there's so much product in here. Oh my goodness. The color story I kind of like. It's all over the place. I'm not gonna lie. There's no real like idea around any of the quads or the rows or anything like that, or columns, but I'm going to play with this again a little bit more. I haven't really had the opportunity to play too much, except for a little bit that it was in a project, and I really want to play with this. So eventually I will grab this and pull this out for a bit. But that is the, actually I should swatch one. Let's swatch, let's do this one here. This is pretty. It's very pretty and very reflective. And then back here, this is probably one of my very favorites in my entire collection. This actually held the #1 place, and it still technically currently does. But way back in the beginning of this video, I showed you my Ace Beauté, was it Ace Beauté? Yeah, tropical palette that Danny bought me. Oh my gosh. I adore it. It's literally creeping up there so fast. But this one is gorgeous. It's very like pastel-y, but it's not so pastel that it's too light. It's almost like a mid-tone pastel, or like a light mid-tone pastel. It's so good. There's a lot of like neutral browns, which is fine. That, you know, whatever, fine. But when you go into, say, this green, oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. And then the purple, like, stop, it's so good. Oh my god, it's so good. So I adore this palette very much. These matte shades are wonderful. These three here are like the lightest in the palette, and this one kind of, so those four I feel like are the lightest shades in the palette, and they perform beautifully. I absolutely love this. If you don't have it, I highly recommend you get it. And then this one here is the Michaela palette from Glamlight, and I wanted to get the newest one, and I haven't got my hands on it yet, but I would like to get it eventually. I hope it doesn't go away anytime soon. Maybe next year, I don't know, but I'll just swatch a couple of these for you. I do like the Glamlight formula. You'll see I have quite a few from Glamlight. But really good pigmentation. I just haven't used that one as much as the other one. And then we have the Cake palette from Glamlight, which is so good. Another one that's like a really nice mid-tone, colorful palette. I really adore this a lot. I've used this blue raspberry. It's really good. It just goes so nicely with that other shade too. Gorgeous. And this key lime, oh my gosh. Look at that. Oh, I adore this palette as well. This one pairs really nicely with the Ice Cream Dream one. Very nicely. And then back here we have the, oh, come on now. We have the paint palettes. So this one is the Glamlight paint palette #2. It is leaking. That doesn't bother me. That, whatever. It's not like I, you know, put these on display or anything in my home. But I love the fact that it has like pretty much all the colors of the rainbow and then some shimmers in the inside. This gold here is so beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. A little flaky, so you do have to press it in very well to the eye, but it's really nice. And then this one has a white and a black. The white is a shimmery, the black is a nice deepening shade for the outer corner. I really like this as well. And I kind of wish that Glamlight would come out with a very neutral palette. I guess they have. I mean, maybe they have, but I mean stuff that has like crease shades and brow bone shades and stuff like that. Anyhow, I'm like getting on a rant here, but this sapphire shade, oh my goodness. Like, look at that. Oh my gosh. It's very beautiful. So now we'll move to the front. Sorry, I keep lifting that one out of there. The front few are from Give Me Glow, and I would like to get the palette that has the two different sides on it. Like one side is purpley and one side is pink. I really want that. I think it's called Two Moods, but this is the Bad Witch Club. It's so nice. I have used this one quite a bit, and it's absolutely stunning. Really, really beautiful. I have probably, I would say, one of the best playtimes, I would say. I don't know. I don't even know how to say this, but when I use the Gimme Glow items or the Gimme Glow eyeshadows, I just have like the best payoff. Like, it's just so beautiful. Every single shade, like I'll show you this light one. Every single shade is opaque and gives great pigmentation, really long lasting on the eye. I'll do this bright pink one here too. I'm going over other shades, so I'm sorry, but I didn't have time to go wash my hands. But this is stunning. Oh my gosh. And then we have a couple that are still in. There's so many in here that are still in the packaging. As you guys know, if they're in the packaging, I haven't used them yet. So these ones will be coming out this year, or in 2023 for me to use. And this is the Pastel Dreams. Oh my goodness. Looks like that. Really beautiful. And this one is Summer Vibes, which is so beautiful as well. Oh my gosh. I actually have quite a few of these in singles. I didn't realize that they were duplicate shades from the singles line to the palettes. So had I known, I obviously wouldn't have got the doubles, because there's so much eyeshadow in one of these that I would not need a duplicate. But absolutely stunning color story. Love that so much. And I'm going to pull that again. I'm going to pull that one in as well. Like, anything that's in the packaging, I'm going to try to get used in 2023. This one is really new to me. It is the Melt Cosmetics Amore Mariposas. I'm butchering that, I'm sorry, but that's my Canadian accent, okay? And then this is what it looks like inside. We all know what this looks like. It's freaking stunning, absolutely beautiful. I love what this stands for and what this is behind. Like, it's just beautiful. Like, so much thought and effort went into this, and I had to get it, and it's so stunning. The size of the pans are quite small, actually, and I feel like I'm okay with that, because you get so much more color and so much more to play with than in their long form palettes. So I kind of prefer something like this as opposed to like the long ones that have so much product in them. And then you have this one from Tarte. It's the Tarteist Pro. Very stunning. I really do enjoy this one a lot. I know it's a super basic palette, but I adore it. It's beautiful. And over here we have the Be Perfect Carnival Love Tahiti with Stacey Marie. And I've gotten quite a bit of use from this one, but obviously, like, there's no pans. It takes me a long time to get to pan on anything because I have so many eyeshadows. So, yeah. And I don't really focus to get to pan on stuff. I just try to do it organically. I'm just going to move some of these back, and then I'll pull out the other ones. So next we have the big ones from Beauty Bay, and I haven't used these yet. I just got them pretty recently, so I haven't touched them yet, but I would like to again get into these in the new year. So this is the Berries one. How gorgeous is this? Oh my gosh, even just the packaging alone, stunning. Okay, these things annoy me. That's what this one looks like. So beautiful. This is very much a Jen palette. I love all of these colors in here. There's so many pinks and reds and goes into purples. Yes, this whole palette is a 100% yes for me. I absolutely love all of these colors. Next is Earthy, and this one is stunning as well. This one has greens and neutrals and a few pops of like a coppery red. Almost like a Santa Fe style shade. Love. Very beautiful. Oh my goodness. There's so many I just want to touch right now, and I can't. I just can't because I have to use it first. Very beautiful. The next palette is the Midnight palette. And these are huge. Like, it's very hard to maneuver in this tiny little space, but so beautiful. So this one has more of the purples and the blues. And even though I'm not a blue eyeshadow wearer, I would absolutely throw these on my face. 100%. So stunning. So stunning. The next ones that I have are all ColourPop. It is so glary over here. Oh my goodness. But I took them all out of the packaging. Fade into Hue, which is the first one, is the only one that is not in a box because I've used this one. The rest are all, well, I would consider them new because I haven't touched them, but I've had them for a little while, probably a couple months. So this one is the Fade into Hue, and I wanted this so badly. It's really beautiful. And I've played with the blue shades, and I can't remember which else. I played with, I believe some of the, did I play with the greens? I can't even remember, honestly. But I really like the quality of this. It's had such good staying power, and the palette, like the eyeshadow sizes are not that big, and I love that it's not overwhelming. Like, it's a big palette. There's a lot of stuff in here. There's like 30 eyeshadows in this, but it's not so huge. Like, it's not that big, really. So I love the size of this. I think this is how 30 pan eyeshadow palettes should be sized, because this is more than enough eyeshadow for me for such a long time. Then we have Getting Fresh, which is, or Gettin' Fresh, sorry, which is so beautiful. I could not resist this. It haunted me. This color story is everything. I love everything about this. The bright, vibrant greens, the more peachy pinks, all the nudes. Oh my god, I love this. I can't wait to use that one. And then we have Smokin' Roses, which is really beautiful. I think I have a lot of color stories that are like this, but it's just such an easy color story to use, and there's so much for deepening the outer corner shades and brow bone shades and crease shades, all over lid shades. Like, there's everything you need in this palette, and it's absolutely stunning. Cannot wait to use that. I think that about everything. This Gone Matte one, this is everything as well. I love this. This is perfect. Every single row is beautiful. Every gradation, like, it's so gorgeous. Love this. And then Rock Candy. This is another one I couldn't stop thinking about. It was beautiful. Sorry about that. I am not a fan of glitter, so I hate that there's glitters in here. And if I ever find a palette that has little circle ones that say I don't want, like a 9 pan or whatever, and I want to switch them out, I would be switching out these glitters, because I don't need glitters in my palettes. It's just ridiculous at this stage. Like, so many people say they don't like glitter, so just make a glitter palette. And then we have Matte About Hue, and this is another one where I was like, I need it, because of the gradation of it. I love it. It's just all the way from the deepest shade to the lightest shade. They're just beautiful colors. I cannot wait to play with this, especially this section here and the green. Actually, all of them. They're just all beautiful. Blend Bunny Cosmetics eyeshadow palettes. Those are next. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the blends first. This is such a gorgeous palette, very similar to the other one, but very different colors and more. I feel like the gradient of it changes so differently to, like, from color to color, not so much from light to dark, but I absolutely love this. It's beautiful, and I actually have used this quite a bit, even though it doesn't look like it. And then this one is the Surge palette. I've also used this one quite a bit. You can see, especially in these like jelly kind of shades, you can see where the brush hit a lot, but this one's beautiful too, and I love these shocker shades down here. And then the Dollhouse palette is just gorgeous. It's so beautiful. I've only used this a little bit. I think I've used 3 of the 6 rows, I believe. Yeah, it looks like 3 of the 6 rows. But this is absolutely gorgeous, and I need to play with this again soon too as well. The last one in this drawer is the Mitchell. It's called Feet on the Ground. And this one I have not used yet. So I have a lot of work cut out for me in 2023, but I just love the aesthetic of this. I love the detail. And inside here, this palette is so gorgeous. Every color in here is beautiful. Oh, I need to get my grubby little fingers on all of these and put them on my face. So in this drawer, we have 27 palettes. Over here is pretty much where I have like all my Project Pan eyeshadows. So the first one I have here is the Color Vivace from BH Cosmetics. And this is currently, all these are in projects right now. So that one. And then we have Ooh La La from ColourPop. Very beautiful, really gorgeous. And the next one is Glamlight. I think this is the Red Velvet palette. And then here we have the Desert Lights. You can see that, but I'll just open it up so it's nice for you guys to take a look at. The lighting is just not it today. And then back here we have the ColourPop Star Wars Darth Vader eyeshadow palette, which is really nice. This is so beautiful. So that is it for this little drawer. Oh, I actually have this one back here as well. This is just a little quad from MAC that I made, and I use this like all the time. I have gone through a nylon and two of these, which I can't remember what they're called right now, Brulee, and I've gone through two of these, which is soft brown, which I love, the MAC singles. Those ones I go through really fast, but any other ones I have a hard time going through. So we already talked about the Pat McGrath and Natasha Denona, so I'm going to move them over there. So in this drawer we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eyeshadow palettes. And in this drawer we have, oh gosh, some really nice palettes. House of L from Adept Cosmetics. This is one of my new favorite palettes. Absolutely stunning. Oh, it's so beautiful, like just ridiculously gorgeous. And performs like a dream. And then you have the ColourPop Chicago Bulls palette. Oops, I just lost the plastic on that. But this is so gorgeous. I'm gonna see if I can get some better lighting because this is obnoxious. That's better. So that one right there. I will show you the House of L one again because like it's so dang beautiful. Okay, so those two, and then we have Minka from Adept Cosmetics, which again is ridiculously stunning. Oh my goodness. And these two here are new. These are from Uden's Eye. This one is the Merry Christmas palette and the Christmas Eve eyeshadow palette. And even though I have used these, I'm still keeping the sleeves on them because they're just so beautiful. I have to open these up a different way because these plastic pieces are like stuck on there. I can take them off, but so beautiful. I am so happy that I got these. I think I would have really missed out if I didn't. I've never tried the Uden's Eye formula before, and I'm just so happy with the way they perform and the pigmentation, the staying power, just the absolutely beautiful color stories. Like, they put a lot of thought into these and they're just so stunning. And then we also have this last one here. This one is just singles, so that doesn't count in here. And then this is the Christmas Morning eyeshadow palette from Give Me Glow, which is again a stunner. Just absolutely beautiful. Oh, just gorgeous. I've been really enjoying using all of these eyeshadow palettes for the last like couple weeks. Just beautiful. And then so this one we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eyeshadow palettes in this drawer. And then down here we've already done the Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes. So this is the only one that's left, and this is the ABH Norvina Collection Volume 5. So I have 1 through 4 in the drawer, and then this one is 5 because I will be using this one a lot. So there she is. So that is my entire makeup or eyeshadow collection, I should say. So in all of the drawers, we have, what I have here showing, counted, is a total of 216 eyeshadow palettes. I have had some come in and some come out. A lot actually were gifted from friends. So I will tell you, at the beginning of the year, I started off at 162 eyeshadow palettes, and I have now brought that up to 208. And that is mostly because of huge sales, really beautiful new collections coming out, and also very, very generous friends sending me eyeshadow palettes as gifts that they've bought for me or that they no longer wanted in their collection. And I am so very thankful for every single piece of makeup, every single eyeshadow, everything that people have gifted me, or things that I've purchased that I'm just so happy with, like the Uden's eye palettes. Oh my gosh. And the Adept Cosmetics. Oh, they're so, all of these are so stunning, you guys. I can't even right now. So yeah, I went from 162 at the beginning of the year to 216 at the end of the year. So that is where I'm at for my eyeshadow collection. And I don't foresee that going down anytime in the near future. I know I will be decluttering, or considering decluttering, a few, whether they're old or they just don't perform the way that I want them to. And I know I'm going to be getting one for sure that hasn't arrived in the mail yet. And I don't know, I have a few coming from another friend. But yeah, I don't see this number going down very much at all. If I declutter, I know more will be coming in, and that I'm totally okay with that. So keep an eye out on my channel for next year, because I will be going over a lot of these, and I will have a Pan That palette for next year. I will have single eyeshadows in projects. So if you want to stay tuned and see, you know, what I've used and, you know, where I'm going with things and what I'm going to be decluttering, definitely hit that subscribe button. I hope you guys stay, and if you're interested in helping out me and my channel grow, hit that like button so people know you like the video. It is a free way and an easy way to help my channel out, and I really appreciate it. And if you've gotten this far in the video, leave your favorite color heart emoji below, because I would love to know your favorite color, and I would also love to know what color heart you find adorable. Can you tell that I'm actually losing it by this point? This has been a journey getting here. But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you, whether you are a subscriber or not. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!